Good morning, students. Today we will discuss our third chapter of economics, poverty as a challenge. In this chapter, particularly, we will discuss like poverty as a challenge, why poverty is a challenge after long period of time of independence, and we will see different stories on the basis of poverty and how the people are surviving in India and how they earn their livelihood, both in the case of urban and rural area. So before discussing this problem, we must know that what is poverty and how it starts, and the reason behind, what are the reason of poverty. Another thing is that means what is the percentage of poverty in our country. So generally when we are now 135 crore people in India, approximately 37 crore, so the ratio of this uh, population, the poverty is under the percentage of you can say 25 to 20 uh, 6% people are in our country, roughly we can say they are poor. So what happens and what is poverty? Generally, in simple words, we try to explain this word that a person, when he is not having food, clothes and shelter, these kind of people are called poor. And such kind of thing generally we discuss in only subject SST social science. These topics cannot be discussed in other subjects. So firstly, we'll see that what is poverty, who is poor, and what means when the condition of poverty take place. So let's begin the chapter and try to understand this topic. This chapter deals with one of the most difficult challenges faced in by independent India. Independent India, though the poverty was earlier before independence, but after independence, generally when we got independence and the source of income and survival, they are you can say very less with the people, and we were having lack of development. So poverty, after discussing this multi-dimension, the word is multi-dimension, मल्टी जिसका डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ यू कैन से डायरेक्शंस हैं. मतलब ये एक ही तरह से हम ये नहीं कहेंगे फूड शेल्टर और क्लोथ आर enough to mention the word poverty. The problem through examples, the chapter discuss the way poverty is seen in social sciences. As I told, this poverty, this particular we discuss this in social science, and poverty trends in India and the world are industrial illustrated through the concept of the poverty line. Causes of poverty as well as anti-poverty measures taken by the government are also discussed. Means what we will discuss in this chapter, this is given, means we will discuss there the reason of poverty and simultaneously the anti means the measures taken by the government, and we discuss the chapter with the broadening chapter is broadening the official concept of poverty into human poverty. Means the chapter ends with broadening, means when we discuss all the problem, official concept of poverty into human poverty, means एक सबसे बड़ा कारण जो आता है human poverty का है. Human poverty is generally explains the term of poverty is a challenge. So let's begin with introduction. In our daily life, we come across many people who we think poor. As I told you, a person is rags, a person is, you can say, poor clothes or not looking good in personality. Generally we see him as a poor person. So they could be landless labor in the village, and people living in the overcrowded jugis, the slums or the poor area where people live, and they could be daily wages workers and construction sites or child workers in dhabas, and they could also be beggars and the children in tatters. Tatters means like poor clothes, phate purane kapde. And we see people poverty around us. In fact, every fourth person in India is poor. This means roughly 270 million people, or means 270 crore people in India are poor, according to census of 2011-12. This also means that India has the largest single concentration of the poor in the world, and this illustrates the seriousness of the challenges. So the two typical story have been given here regarding the poverty. First is of urban case. So today we will discuss only urban case. So you can think over the problem. 33-year-old Ram Sharan works as a daily wages labor in wheat flour mill